kombucha. It is a big buzzword right now. It is great for the digestion, great for helping that gut flora, all the good fermented food stuff, but what is it? So we are gonna do a really basic kombucha recipe today. Now, for all you expert kombucha makers, this video is not for you. You can either just slide right past this video, or better yet, leave comments so all the rest of us can gain from your experience. This is a basic starter kombucha. So I've got my jar here. I'm going to take some to my friend Priya, so I figured I might as well do a quick video and show you how to do it. So this is the Scoby. The Scoby is the vinegaring agent, the culture, and it grows in layers. So like one will grow and then you pull some off and then another will grow along the top. So you can see this is what I've got from previous ones. I'm gonna pull all these out and just set them on a little plate on the side. You can decide, oh, this one has obviously been sitting longer. I left it longer because you see how thick it is. The longer you let your kombucha sit, the more vinegary, tangy it will be. So you can customize the sweet tart level. Okay, when making some, you always need some Scoby and some of the kombucha liquid, like a starter, you know, like a sourdough starter. So I'm gonna pour some of this off, and this is what I'll pass on to my friend Priya. Then for myself, we've always got some in the fridge, and then I've got two that sit on the counter that I rotate through. So this is what I'm gonna give her. If she can make it today, that would be great. And I'm gonna put the lid on. If she cannot make it today, what I'm gonna recommend is she take the lid off and cover it with like a little cloth or something, because it will, the carbon dioxide stuff from the yeast eating the sugars, so it will need to breathe. Okay, pouring some off for myself. It's a good idea to occasionally pour off all of this and kind of clean out the bottom of the jar, because it does get little goobers in there. Also, I first bought a jar from Target that had a spigot on it, thinking like, oh, I can just strain the kombucha out the bottom from the spigot. Didn't work. It clogged up like really quickly. So I just went ahead and got the regular gallon jar, no spigot, nothing fancy, and this is what I use. So you can see some of the little goobers that I pulled out of that. Now this is actually not quite enough to be left in, so I'm going to pour a little bit of this back in. And about, yay much. It's not an exact science, so maybe about like a sixth to a fifth of the bottle. Drop a Scoby back in, and then set this aside while I make my black tea. So like I said, this is just fermented black tea. So you take sweetened black tea, add it to your Scoby. You can totally experiment with green tea, rooibos tea. I've added elderberry in there as well to flavor it. However, I would recommend keep your base black tea, then pull off some on the side, like in some other little jars, and experiment with that. So to make the tea, I just bought these great organic black tea from Sprouts. Nothing fancy. 4 tea bags. Got my boiling water and a cup of sugar. This is one of the few times I do use actual sugar. Don't bother trying to do it with honey or anything. It really does best with just the processed white sugar. So I go ahead and buy the giant thing of the organic sugar from Costco, because if I'm going to use it, try and use organic. And also, if I ever use sugar, this is the one I prefer to use. So I just keep the one big one on hand. Got my sugar, my black tea, pour in the boiling water. And then I'm just going to let this sit, steep, and cool. Once it's all cool, then I'll strain the tea bags out and pour it into here. If I need to add a little bit more water to fill this up, I can do it later. But that's it. So I'm just going to let this sit back here on my counter for a while. I'm going to put the cloth back over this. Now, there are plenty of other things you can do with your Scoby. I think you can like put it in your bath or something. I haven't yet gotten there. So I'll either give it to a friend or just throw it away. If you've got things you like to do with your Scoby, please tell me. However, so now This is ready to go. You can do a couple things. You can add some fruit to this and let it sit on the counter covered with your cloth for another like 3 to 4 days, and you'll get that nice light fruit effervescence. You can go real crazy and try like mango and ginger, cherry and thyme. We just got some blackberries that we picked from a farm, so blackberry, whatever you want. You can also cap it and put it in the fridge, and that will help it to effervesce a little bit. Or we just keep a couple of these in the fridge and we just drink it like this. So I'll pour some into a glass. Dominic likes his with ice. I don't. If you see it get other, oh, this actually has like a little bit of a Scoby in there. If you see it forming other little things in there, you can just strain it. And then this is a great time to add oils. Grapefruit goes really well. I'm gonna do a drop of wild orange. And Cameron made some watermelon lemonade spritzer. This is a concentrate. If we can get that video up, I'll show you that video. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this. So I've got myself a really nice, refreshing afternoon, good probiotic pick-me-up. No sugar used. There's a little bit of honey in the watermelon. I've got my wild orange, all the good stuff. So, like I said, I hope this was helpful. I hope it just kind of covered the basics. Let me know if you have any questions. The real basics are the gallon-sized black tea and sugar, and you just rotate it through. So, cheers.